Hello, folks. Um, as a general rule, I feel if you're doing something by yourself and you're not actually hurting anybody else, it's all just your business. So, if you're naked, then fine, whatever. Be naked. It's natural. We're all naked sooner or later. So, if you're just naked and you're just walking down the street, not bothering anybody, just walking, going somewhere, nothing inherently wrong with that. So, moving on to another point. I'm building up toward my point. Please bear with me. So, someone in a society where there are rules against walking around naked might say, I didn't make these rules. I didn't agree to these rules. No one has any right to make me follow any rules that I don't want to follow, that I never agreed to follow. But if you say that, then you give up any right that you have to be telling anybody else what they can and cannot do. And there are things that are genuinely harmful that you genuinely do want to keep that right. For example, in some societies, not all societies, even today, not in all societies, there are rules against adult people having sex with children. Those are important rules. Those are rules that really should be enforced even on people who never agreed to those rules. Now, I am not equating public nudity with pedophilia. I'm moving toward my point. This part of moving toward my point is stating very clearly that there are rules that should be enforced on people. Now, as a general rule, these rules are enforced on people in the form of laws, legal restrictions on what people can and cannot do. So, moving back to naked person walking down the street. So, say some naked man is walking down the street, not just going somewhere, not bothering anybody. No problem there. Some naked man is walking down the street, and there are some schoolgirls there. And he shows his dick out at them. That's bad. That's not okay. That is the kind of thing that could at least be interpreted as being pedophilic in nature. That is the kind of thing that a society should not want. There should be rules against, that there should be laws against. Now, the thing about laws is they need to be enforceable. If you have a law and it cannot be enforced, it's worse than useless. So, what is the quantifiable difference between walking down the street naked, not bothering anybody, and shoving your dick out at a schoolgirl? Well, was to say that he wasn't just reaching down to scratch himself and someone misinterpreted the motion. It's a very subjective difference. It is subject to interpretation. It's a very big gray area. And when it comes to pedophilia or things that could be pedophilic in nature, gray areas in the law are bad. They make the law unenforceable. Now, is there an objective, quantifiable difference between being naked and being clothed? Yes, there is. It is objective. It is not subjective. It is really not subject to interpretation. You're naked or you have clothes on. It's very simple. It's very easy to distinguish. It is enforceable. So, that's a reason to have a law requiring people to not be naked in public. But what counter-arguments are there? What real harm could be done to anybody by any law requiring them to be clothed? Not much. In fact, the only people who I think could be harmed by such a law are people with clothes phobia. I forget what it's called. But there are people who have a phobia of wearing clothes. And I'm certainly not going to say that it's not unpleasant. But people with clothes phobia form a very, 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 very tiny minority of the population. Some percentage of a percentage of a percentage. So, in this circumstance, I'd say, well, sorry, folks with clothes phobia, you have to wear clothes in public. Unless you live in some nudist colony, there are places where you can go and just be naked all the time. And, okay. So, it is enforceable. It doesn't harm many people, and the people who it does harm do have options. They do have things they can do, places they can go, where they will not be harmed by this law. And so this law is a good law. And that's why. Thanks for watching. Please tell me what you think. Comment below. And good night. God bless.